All right, everyone. I had this video sent in to me, which was an interview with Chopper. So I had to go look up who Chopper is, and it's Chopper Read. He was an Australian convicted criminal, gang member, and author, and this guy had a hell of a life. There was a film made in 2000 starring Eric Bana titled Chopper, and now that I see that movie poster, I do remember seeing that poster around. I haven't seen the film, but I definitely I'm going to be kind of see if I can find it here after we watch this first interview. So this is a picture of him. I did a little perusing on his Wikipedia, which I know is not going to paint a picture, a super accurate picture or fill in all the details of his life. But it does look like he had a pretty interesting life. He was in jail. He was only outside of prison for 13 months between the ages of 20 and 38, having been convicted of armed robbery, firearms offenses, assault, arson, impersonating a police officer, and kidnapping. It sounds like he was convicted of at least one murder and almost became a myth and a legend and a lot of very larger than life, and claimed responsibility for many other murders as well, but was eventually released and became somewhat of quite the personality. So yeah, let's go, man. I don't know what to expect. I'm guessing it's going to be wild. Let's go.
Mark Brandon Reed, also known as Chopper Reed, has spent 17...
Oh, right. I did read that part about he cut his own ears off while he was in prison. Who does that? All right, let's go.
Of his 37 years on this, the wrong side of the law. When he was released from jail last year, he wrote a best-selling book and said he was finished with crime. 10 days ago, Chopper Reed told me the same thing, face to face.
I'm 37 years old now. I'm an old man. I don't do those things anymore.
Those things he's referring to are a long list of ugly crimes.
From petty rubbish to murder, arson, malicious wounding.
Has he given up a life of crime?
Is that malicious wounding?
Just 4 days after this interview, Mark Brandon Chopper Reed was once again arrested and charged, this time with attempted murder. It happened right here in Evandale, the tiny village in Tasmania that Chopper frequents to drink at the Clarendon Hotel. It is alleged Sydney Michael Collins left the hotel with Chopper, and 15 minutes later, Collins was maliciously wounded. Could Chopper have done it? Well, he is one of Australia's most notorious criminals. Chopper then demonstrated the accuracy of his marksmanship.
I'm a very, very good shot. Would you like me to show you how good a shot I am?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll get my young assistant, Trent. Grab that bottle.
I'll get my young assistant, Trent. Okay, what are they going to do with Trent here? He just looks like he's got that crazy look in his eyes, but seems fairly charismatic. I haven't heard him talk much yet, but...
Shall I?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll get my young assistant, Trent. Grab that bottle. Get over there. This bloke's play by the hour.
Once Chopper got started, there was no stopping him.
You want me to have a go? Show you?
Okay.
Want to show you? All right. Hold it up clear. Hang on, just see if the gun works first. Oh, the gun works nicely.
The gun works nicely.
Yep, I'm a crack shot.
So how long's it taken you to be a shot like that?
Oh, well, most of my life.
Chopper started a new life in Tasmania primarily because it has the laxest gun laws in the country.
I still remember that reference from the Les Patterson interview. Oh, map of Tassie.
Why does he have so many guns? He claims there are as many as 25 contracts out on his life.
There's two serious ones. The rest are all jokes. Don't worry about them. The contracts that the Italians put out on me, they're just good for a giggle.
But it's not only for reasons...
Did you say the contracts that the Italians put out on me, they're just good for a giggle? It's good for a giggle.
Put out on me, they're just good for a giggle. Don't worry about them. The contracts that the Italians put out on me, they're just good for a giggle.
But it's not only for reasons of self-protection that Chopper insists on surrounding himself with so much weaponry.
Because I have a great interest in keeping the rabbit population down. I feel it is my duty to keep the rabbit population down. I know a lot of human rabbits too.
While in Pentridge Prison, Chopper alleges he cut off his own ears in an attempt to be removed from H Division. You don't have ears like Mickey Mouse, that's for sure. Can you tell us what happened to your ears?
You're getting a bit personal there, aren't you?
You don't have ears like Mickey Mouse, do you? What happened to your ears? That was kind of savage.
You don't have ears like Mickey Mouse, that's for sure. Can you tell us what happened to your ears?
You're getting a bit personal there, aren't you? If I shot you in the kneecap, Renee, we're entering Logie territory. Oh, you're the only journalist that ever had a crack at my ears, you cheeky young bugger.
And he was...
That laugh. A sprinkle of psychotic. Love it.
You're a bit personal there, aren't you?
Real
if
crazy.
I shot you in the kneecap, Renee, we're entering Logie territory. Oh, you're the only journalist that ever had a crack at my ears, you cheeky young bugger.
And he was removed from H Division to hospital. Was it to prove a point to a warder?
No, just to prove to get out of H Division. And then everyone else thought there was something to be gained, and they all started cutting off their ears, and a couple of characters cut off their and I bailed out of the gang. When the dicky birds start hitting the pavement, you know, I'm out. That's it, me.
That was not what I expected to hear in this interview. That's incredible.
And I bailed out of the gang. When the dicky birds start hitting the pavement, you know, I'm out. That's it, me. I'm gone, finished.
Yet he had no problem cutting off people's toes. This was one of the tortures through which Chopper made money and a name for himself.
I always thought the removal of toes...
You need a toe? I'll get you a toe.
...with a bolt cutter was rather humane. As I said to a mate of mine, Linus Patrick Driscoll, who was head of a group called the Toe Cutters in the late 60s and early 70s, I thought that cutting people's toes off with a bolt cutter was rather puffy.
Remember the villain in Mad Max 1 was called Toe Cutter?
Oh, I thought it was rather effeminate.
Why is that?
Oh, like a blowtorch, you know? The smell of burning flesh in the air.
He claims he's never tortured or murdered an innocent person. He says there was only one group he preyed upon.
Scumbags, you know? Basically people I didn't like, drug dealers, heroin dealers, people who had earned their living through the sale of heroin, made a lot of money, killed a lot of people. They had no right to the money. I had no money. So bugger them. Why should I stand on the footpath with me in my hand while these oh, I shouldn't say that, should I? While these people drive past in their Mercedes coupes and wearing $20,000 Rolex watches and making a lot of money. Why should I have nothing while all these dagos and wogs and assorted, third world brown types make a fortune out of heroin?
Ever thought of getting a job?
Oh, no. Perish the thought. No, I have applied for work.
Perish the thought.
I've applied for work. Yeah.
So, how would you describe yourself? What is the job or trade you've been doing for the last 10 years? Or more?
Garbage disposal. Garbage disposal. A sanitary engineer.
He's kind of got away with words, though, doesn't he? Garbage
Tattoos
disposal,
are only part
sanitary
of
engineer.
the mutilation of Chopper's body.
I got stabbed with a 8.5-inch butcher's knife here.
What for?
Oh, well, this, all sorts of things. Twice there, ice pick straight through the heart there, Stanley knife across there, Stanley knife across there, Stanley knife, Stanley knife, Stanley knife here, bullet hole here.
Mad dog, psychopath. He's got the revolver in the pants. Look at all those tats, prison tats and stuff. Certainly seems like an interesting character. That is something that we always have to remember, even with people, convicted criminals, people that they have a bad side, but there's still something to be said for their charisma or their storytelling. Like, they still have things to say, or we have to understand that they're human, right? This dude, I'm shocked. Sounds like a crazy story, and he's had a crazy life with all the prison stories. Like, if you sat down with this guy for some beer and he just started talking, you're going to hear some crazy things, right?
Ice pick here.
An ice pick.
Stanley knife.
He's even tried to remove some of these tattoos with a blowtorch himself. The blowtorch was also his preferred instrument of torture.
It's reasonably easy. He just takes a flame, a foot, take the shoe off, give it a tickle. Like me to show you?
I'd prefer it if you explained it.
Ladies and
In his heyday in the Melbourne criminal underworld, Chopper played Russian roulette with a loaded gun for fun and money. And when I told Chopper I thought he was a sociopath...
I definitely want to see Eric Bana's portrayal now.
I'm not a sociopath at all. Nothing wrong with me.
Mark Chopper Reed has been remanded in custody and will appear in court again on June 10 when a new chapter in his life will begin.
So this is for the attempted murder on this Collins fellow? Or what did they call it?
What you've just
Malicious injury, something like that?
seen is only part of his story. I'll bring you a full report on the life and crimes of Mark Chopper Reed at a later date.
Now, when Renee Brack joined the team, she had no idea that one of her stories would make headlines on almost 200 television stations across the United States. Now, have a listen to how Hard Copy America introed her first story on Chopper Reed.
You'd have to search far and wide to find the most dangerous
Just look at that smile.
man in America, let alone the world. But meet Chopper Reed. A woman faced him down in his hideout on an island off Australia. The real Tasmanian devil.
But there's
A hideout off Australia. Are they referring to Tasmania then? That's good job, American reporter.
one scene the Americans didn't see, and neither did viewers in Australia.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a slug in this gun. Now, you got to take my word for it, but there's a slug in this gun.
He's not going to put it to his head, is he?
One shot to my head,
No.
one shot to Renee's.
No.
Are you ready, Renee?
I don't think I want to play.
Are you ready? You don't want to play. Bad luck.
Jesus, mate. Wow. Surely there couldn't have been a slug in there. Like, he's not that crazy, is he? Holy smokes, man. What a guy. Eric Bana deserved an Oscar for this Chopper first time reaction. Damn it. I want to find this Chopper, the film about this guy. It looks super interesting if you're interested in this type of stuff, like criminals and true crime literature, true crime novels. Sounds like he also wrote like memoirs or true crime books about his life, and he has passed away, so rest in peace and stuff like that. Rest in peace and stuff like that. What am I saying? Yeah, rest in peace. Interesting fellow, to say the very, very least. And holy shit. That laugh, though, man. That laugh. Amazing. All right, ladies and gents. Till next time. That's Chopper Reed.